Two girls on a rainy night, knocking on a stranger's door. I want to stay here for one night. The man wanted to say no. Okay. The blonde girl suddenly sneezes passively. Let the man move the heart of silhouette for looking a while. At the two of them wet all over, he finally decided to lend a hand. Generously invited the two girls into the house. But little did he know that it was his act of kindness. Will soon bring its own disaster. Saw the girl crawling and soiling the floor. He also carefully put on the shoe. The man completely let down his guard. He thinks he was too cautious just now. How can there be so many bad people in the world? So he hurried to the bedroom, thoughtfully took out 2 blankets for the girl. And not only that, after learning that the two had their phones soaked, the man immediately called an online taxi. However, due to the heavy rain, the driver will arrive in an hour. Seeing the girls have to wait so long, and he was wearing wet clothes to prevent them from getting sick, John not only provided the two with clean bathrobes, and also thoughtfully made hot coffee, even their wet clothes. And John was very keen to get it. Pang wants to dry them. But just then, there was a sudden noise in the living room. John hurried out to check the situation. It was the girls who turned on his record player without holding permission. His dog next to him. Oh, sorry, wait, where it's trying to warm up. We've never seen one of these before, a real one. It's okay. Just be careful. I see girls who are both interested in their own John records. Was instantly interested. At this time, no man would refuse equipment. I didn't expect him to just say 2 professional words. The 2 girls actually hugged him from left to right. Adoration in the eyes. This sudden scene, John was at a loss. He got up quickly and sat down on another sofa. I thought the distance was girls don't do anything out of the ordinary. Who expected the next girl actually cited sitting for too long. I accidentally came to John again, and she put her hand on his shoulder. Realized they might be trying to do something to themselves. John got up quickly, sitting on another sofa. Unexpectedly, the 2 girls followed him and sat down. Repeated close encounters. Let John guess these 2 girls may be trying to monopolize in order to prevent their next step from being confused. He rushed to the record player and played the music, trying to distract the girls. But I never expected the music to just start. The blonde girl was scratching. The first dance began. If John hadn't been so determined, it was already rectified by the 2 girls. However, when he was pulled by the girl to dance together, the mobile phone suddenly prompts the message that the online car has arrived. She was doing. In order to get rid of the 2 girls quickly, John hurried from drying. Take out the clothes of the 2 after getting the bathroom door. The 2 girls are inside and refuse to come out. I am worried that the online car will leave. John had to cover his eyes, go into the bathroom and urge the 2. And his behavior is undoubtedly a wolf under the left and right attack of the 2 John girls. Couldn't bear to be taken down by them in the end. The next day, when John woke up, no one next to you. He thought the 2 girls from last night had left, who expected to come to the kitchen. The 2 girls not only didn't leave and made a mess here. That pissed clean John off. He yelled at them to get out of the house and watched the 2 leave. John finally breathed a sigh of relief. How could the girls just let it go? Girl stirring with his stinky ass, rubbing it back and forth on the man's face, while pathologically asking if men can't stand the smell. So I kept struggling. But because the limbs are firmly tied to the bed, he could only beg the girl to let him go. But the girl is not only indifferent, and they slapped him like crazy. Man helpless. I was pinched by a young girl all night. Wait until the girl leaves. He hurriedly broke free from his shackles. Then quickly came to the living room. He grabbed the girl. Companions who haven't had time to leave. The other party suddenly stabbed him in the shoulder with a fork. Subsequently, girl spinning with a fork. And John soon passed out from the pain. And why is he so pitiful? Because just a day ago, 2 girls who got wet took refuge in the rain. Knocked on his door in the rain. See such a situation, good John hastened to invite them into the room and kindly let them stay at home for one night. But I never expected his move. He actually let himself into because the 2 girls not only forcibly occupied him, and he didn't sleep all night. And not only that, wait until you wake up the next day. They also made a mess in the kitchen. John was so angry that the 2 of them quickly got out. The 2 girls are just shameless and refused to leave. Angry John picked up the phone and tried to call the police. And these 2 girls are not panicking. They said they were underage. As long as John dares to call the police, they immediately identify themselves as victims. But on the surface, no one will believe a strong man like John will be bullied by 2 underage girls. And not only that, the girl also they haven't showered since last night. If the police are called to the hospital for genetic testing as minors, John will be sentenced to at least 20 years. John was completely dumbfounded to hear that, just because I kindly took in 2 girls. The result is at the end, he was caught by the other party. Thinking of this, John completely panicked. And he comes up. He grabbed the girl by the neck. Seeing him move, worried that it will kill people, the girls had to agree to leave. And so John finally sent the living hell away. When he got home, he quickly cleaned the kitchen. But I just finished packing. A strange noise suddenly came from the living room. John, who doesn't know why, quickly come out and result check it next second. When John wakes up again, I found myself tied up. And the 2 girls kept scratching their heads in front of him. To seize a man's body, 2 girls broke into the house. Tie him up. But just as they were about to start, Wenling suddenly thought they quickly gagged the man with a waterfall. Then he hurriedly covered him with a sheet. The person I met was a colleague of the black girl quickly lied that she was a niece. Invited colleagues in, but after the colleague enters looking at the mess all over the place, he realizing that these 2 girls might be bad guys. He had an asthma attack. I almost didn't catch a breath. Suddenly, he had a severe asthma
Pills in your
attack.
pocket.
But I don't know when I was shunned by the two girls are throwing his pills around with complete disregard for the life and death
even
of
more
men.
pitiful
Colleagues
is,
with asthma
during the
attacks,
robbery,
one accidentally tripped and fell to the ground. He hit his head on the stone and died. And John watched this with utter grief. But the two girls didn't take it seriously. It's already caused deaths. They are still laughing to themselves.
to destroy the corpse,
They covered the man's face with newspapers.
then apply bright paint.
Quickly put the body in the trunk. Do it all. They went on to wreak havoc in John's house until it messes up the room. Won't give up. After playing enough, they decided to dig a big hole in the yard. Bury John alive at dawn. The sky will soon light up. The girls tied up John, rolled to the big pit, and then she pushed him off. Soon John had only one head left outside. He kept begging for mercy. As long as the girls let him go, he agrees to do anything. But now the girl can't listen at all. She even lifted a stone 1-2. To know it, no. The stone fell heavily next to John. It turned out that they didn't intend to kill the killer.
everything.
It's just to scare him, because in their past, of all the men I've seduced, each one is agreed on the spot.
Only John in front of you
Was the only man who ever rejected them. Of course, they wouldn't want to kill such an honest person.
Girl.
The process of putting the three of them together, using John's cell phone, all posted on his social platform. After doing all this, the two girls turned away. Leave John alone. The self on the phone is in despair. So the movie ends